Croeso I Faes y Talbot Athletic. Mae Super Rygbi Cymru a chamerau S4C wedi chwythu mewn I Bord Talbot ar gyfer trydydd rownd y gynghrair.
Wythnos 3 o Super Rygbi Cymru.
Gobeithio bod chi wedi mwynhau hyd yma.
Machian ymddyfri wedi ffrwydro ar lwyfan Super Rygbi Cymru. O, miw mas! Troi tiriol I bawb yn sgorio I ail gais.
Heno tro niwe o flaen camerau S4C.
Aberafon yn erbyn Chasnewydd.
Mae Chasnewydd wedi dangos pa mor dda maen nhw'n gallu bod. Cais I Aberafon!
O Faes y Talbot Athletic.
Croeso ata ni, Siwan Lili Crap a Nathan Brew yn ymuno â fi yn y gwynt a'r glaw yn Aberafan. A dyma ni yn ein cynefin naturiol, natural habitat, fel maen nhw'n gweud. Ni ddim yn gwybod unrhyw beth arall. Anyway, mae'n braf bod yma, ond mae'n braf cael dy gwmni di. Super Rygbi tro cyntaf ti weithio ar y gystadleuaeth, tro cyntaf ti weithio ar Super Rygbi Cymru. Ond sy'n bod yn gwylio o bell, a dwi'n flin, oedd y tywydd ddim yn well I groesawu ti, Siwan.
Ie, mae'r tywydd yn anodd hyn on, yn y gwe. Bydd yn anodd i'r tîmau allan ar y maes rygbi. Falle game plan wedi newid tipyn ers ymarfer wrthos yma. Ond fi wedi bod yn gwylio Super Rygbi o Darllediad ac wedi bod yn dechrau cyffroes iawn gyda gemau agos a tîmau dod nôl ar y funud nôl af hefyd. Ie,
ddim lot yn gwahanu'r tîmau o gwbl yn y tabl. Chasnewydd, di gweu hynny, mae Chasnewydd yn misg y ffefrynnau unwaith eto eleni. Beth yn disgwyl o'r gêm heno?
Ie, maen nhw'n ffefrynnau oherwydd y ffordd maen nhw wedi dechrau ennill 2 gêm, mas o 2 gêm. A nid jyst y fath bod nhw wedi ennill y gêm, mae'r ffordd bod nhw wedi ennill. Da gosod nhw bach fwy o resilience, neu cymeriad I dod nôl wrthos diwetha. Felly maen nhw'n dechrau codi bach fwy o fform, a gyda'r cymeriad yma, maen nhw'n tîm eitha dangerous.
Ie, ewn ni nôl at wythnos diwetha. Nhw'n colli o 20 pwynt I 7 yn erbyn Abertawe ar yr egwyl, ond y cais ma o Wed Langley wedi cyfrannu at y fuddugoliaeth yn y diwedd. Fe'n sgorio ar ôl 80 munud, Nathan.
Ie, a bydd siŵr o fod y tîm hyfforddi trwy gydol wythnos, bydd dad yn soddi falle rai o'r pethau negyddol falle mas o'r gêm yna, a wedi rhoi pwyslais enfawr ond nhw fel cwyrdeb yn y lein, a hefyd yn amddiffyn, ond pan ych chi'n gweld a styried taw bachwr I Wed Langley yn sgori ceisio fel yna, mae'n dangos pa mor siŵr gymryd o ddawn sydd gyda'r garfan I gyd.
Ie, dim yn gwybod faint o geisiau tebyg gwelwn ni heno, ond o ran Aberafan, ar ôl colli yn wythnos 1, fe giro nhw Cwins wythnos diwetha ar Faes y Talbot Athletic, felly faint o sylfaen mae hynny'n rhoi iddyn nhw? Ie,
mae'n rhoi sylfaen I nhw ac mae'n rhoi meddiant iddyn nhw hefyd, a mae Jason ddim wedi newid 2 bachgen yn y tîm erbyn heddi, so bach o consistency fyna, ond dim ond 5 diwrnod ers y gêm y penwythnos, so dim ond falle 1 sesiwn mwyn wedi cael, so meddiant bydd yn bwysig.
Ie, ddim lot o amser o gwbl, ond fel nes I sôn de, Chasnewydd ymysg y ffefrynnau unwaith eto eleni I gyrraedd y rowndiau terfynol. Dyma sut mae'r tabl yn edrych. Yr ymwelwyr Chasnewydd sydd yn arwain y ffordd gyda Chaerdydd yn ail. Nhw'r unig 2 dîm sydd heb golli. Mae unrhyw un arall yn gallu curo unrhyw un yn dyn nhw yn y gystadleuaeth yma. Y 2 ar 1 ar 10 pwynt, a jyst I bwysleisio, chi'n cael pwynt bonus ychwanegol yn y gystadleuaeth am ennill o 15 pwynt neu mwy. Pen y Bont ac Abertawe, yr unig tîmau dal yn edrych am wneud fuddugoliaeth cyntaf. Reit, wel, nid y pwynt bonus ychwanegol yw'r unig newid yn y gystadleuaeth eleni. Mae lot I newid, a dyma'n union sut mae'n gweithio.
Popeth sydd angen chi wybod am Super Rygbi Cymru mewn 90 eiliad. Mae'n gystadleuaeth cynghrair newydd sy'n cynnwys 10 tîm, y boes yma. Felly, sut mae'n gweithio? Mae pawb yn chwarae 19 gêm cynghrair, 9 gêm gartref, 9 gêm oddi cartref, a does dim diraddiad na dyrchafiad. Y cynllun hir dymor yw I ddatblygu talent ifanc a chynorthwyo'r newid rhwng yr Academi a rygbi rhanbarthol. Felly sut mae ennill? Ar ddiwedd tymor y gynghrair, mae rowndiau terfynol wedi selio ar safle'r tîmau yn y tabl. Bydd rhaid i'r 4 tîm isaf chwarae'n y gemau ail gyfle I gyrraedd y rownd yr 8 olaf arferol. Felly, gall y tîm sy'n gorffen yn y 10fed safle godi'r tlws. Nodwch eich dyddiadur. Mae 3 phrif floc o gemau. Bloc 1, Medi a Hydref, Bloc 2, Rhagfyr, a Bloc 3, Ebrill a Mai. Mae cystadleuaeth cwpan yn ystod pencampwriaeth y 6 gwlad. A pheidiwch anghofio am y darian her hefyd. Mae'r tarian her yn aros yn nwylo'r buddigwyr. Llanymddyfri, enillwyr y gwpan llynedd, sy'n dechrau'r tymor gyda'r tarian. Ac wrth golli gemau cartref yn unig, yma'i ffordd o golli gafel ar y darian. Fe fydd y buddigwyr yn cario'r darian nes iddynt golli gêm gartref. Yn olaf, mae pob tîm yn cael gwario uchafswm o 150,000 ar gyflogau. Felly, dyna Super Rygbi Cymru. Gobeithio bod hwn i gyd yn gwneud synnwyr.
Wel, mae'r gic gyntaf yn prysur agosau, ni tua 10 munud i ffwrdd, ac yn gynharach ap Nathan Brew i dal lan gyda rhai o chwaraewyr.
Wel, mae Lloyd Lewis a Gwilym Evans di ymuno gyda fi. Gwilym dechrau gyda ti falle. Cais yn erbyn Queen's Caerfyrddin. Sut mae'r teimlad yn y garfan?
Ie, fi'n meddwl boys yn falch cael buddigoliaeth cyntaf tymor. Gêm anodd yn erbyn Caerfyrddin, so lot mwy o hyder nawr, bach mwy o spark o ran y tîm, a edrych ymlaen at heno nawr.
Brilliant, good stuff. A Lloyd, trydydd tymor i ti dros Chasnewydd. Fel mae pethau di newid i chi fel garfan dros y 3 blynedd diwetha?
Dwi'n meddwl fel garfan, ni wedi bod yn weddol, ni wedi bod yn reit lan na trwy gyda'r amser fi gyda'r clwb. Fi'n meddwl cyn i mi ddod, o'n nhw di ennill y cwpan a just colli mas ar y gyngraid, felly am y 4 blwyddyn diwetha mae Chasnewydd wedi bod reit lan fyna, mae'n pleser i cael chwarae gyda tîm mor galluog.
Good stuff. A edrych ymlaen falle ar y tymor, beth yw'r targed i Aberafan?
Fi'n meddwl nawr cymryd pob gêm fel mae'n dod, oherwydd ni byth yn gwybod, mae tîm wedi newydd cymaint. Ti'n dysgu llawer yn y thosau cyntaf, felly just cymryd pob gêm fel un, a ni'n gwybod heno mae'n sialens mawr, ond ni'n edrych ymlaen a gobeithio allan ni roi dangos ein hun o flaen y torf.
A cwestiwn ola i ti, Lloyd. Colli yn y gêm derfynol tymor diwetha, ydy hwnna wedi rhoi falle fwy o cymhellion i chi fel garfan tymor yma?
Ie, fi'n meddwl fel wedys ni wedi bod bron yna am y 4 blwyddyn diwetha. Fi'n meddwl oedd yn galed i cael y colled na yn yr rŵn derfynol, ond eto dyma tymor newydd, mae tîmoedd yn dod mlaen, ni ddim yn siŵr sut mae'r tîmoedd arall yn mynd i bod eleni, ond y peth mwyaf pwysig i ni trio ennill gemau ni, a ni'n gwybod mynd i bod yn sialens heddiw erbyn tîm cryf Aberafon.
Lloyd, pob lwc. Diolch, pob lwc. Diolch, boys. A draw i Sean Holly.
Well, I'm here with Jason Hyatt, head coach of Aberavon. Jason, we've got a bit of a weather situation here. Listen, new season, new competition, very young squad. Tell us about Aberavon's philosophy there.
Yeah, we've deliberately set our stall out, and it's widely documented. We've invested a lot in local talent. Nearly 50% of our squad is homegrown from Talbot. We've got an average age tonight of 22, which is really exciting, and I think the youngsters that have come in have brought a real energy with them, and I've enjoyed working with them. It's been excellent so far, and I think everybody has come out of the summer with a real fresh energy and appetite, as you said, for a new season.
Well, this is what this competition is all about. Paid dividends last week with a win. Newport, perennial contenders at the top of the then Premiership. Now, Super Rugby Elite. Is this a good or bad thing, this weather?
I think it's going to be tough for both sides. It'd be interesting to see how it pans out over the night, especially with the wind. You can cope with the rain, but if the wind picks up, that's going to have a bearing on proceedings, certainly. But I think, it's just another opportunity, the way these guys look at it. They want to test themselves against real good opposition. We had an opening game against Aberavon, and we nearly stole it with 5 minutes left. Good win last week. So it's just a good opportunity for the young squad. We've got a very, very young pack, young back three, blood in a lot of new players, but it's just going to be fascinating and exciting to see how they cope with this, and it's just another cog in that learning cycle, really.
Cheers, good luck tonight. Thanks very much. Join me and Siwan Lillycrap for English language commentary tonight. S4C click.
Ie, mae yn garfan ifanc, fel nath Jason Hyatt sôn, 75% o'r garfan o dan 23 oed, a dwi eisiau rhoi sylw i un ohonyn nhw, Siwan, Scott Whitlock, y mewn o'r bywiog, di cymryd ei gyfle.
Ie, mae wedi cymryd ei gyfle. Dim ond dasau at Aberafon, hanner trwy tymor diwethaf a profi pwynt, a mae'n chwarae'r gweill hefyd. Fi'n edrych ymlaen i gweld fe fel mewn o'r hedig. Dim ond 20 oed ma fe, ond mae'n bywiog iawn, ac bydd e'n trio tynnu'r strings at yma heno yn tywydd anodd iawn.
Ie, Corey Lewis-Jenkins yn un arall, sgoriodd e ddwywaith wythnos diwetha'n 20 oed, a chwaraeodd Delnefo gwaith allweddol, gwaith adeiladol allweddol, Nathan, yn y cais yma.
Ie, mae'r ddoi nhw yn chwaraewyr ifanc, ond maen nhw'n deall y gêm yn arbennig o dda. Scott fan hyn, fel chi'n gweld, yn dangos y dealltwriaeth, yn rhoi cic mewn, a wedyn jyst y ffordd mae Corey Lewis-Jenkins yn gallu sgorio ceisio. Mae'n gallu wario fel cefnwr, felly maen nhw ddoi yn chwaraewyr ymryddawn. Ni'n gweld fan hyn, falle gref cynta Scott pob tro yw I redeg y bil. Mae'n gallu chwistrellu cyflymder o tempo mewn I pob symudiad, ond hefyd unwaith eto gyda dealltwriaeth I roi'r pas i'r asgellwyr. Felly maen nhw'n mynd I bod yn dangerous, maen nhw'n dangos digon ar ddewyd hefyd.
Mae'r Highlanders glirion po Talbot. Dyna ni, tystiolaeth ar y sgrin chi. Ond dwi ddim heno. Ty Morris, you expect to finish the night dripping wet. I'm not sure you expect to start it in these conditions. But look, 2 out of 2 to start the season. How do you assess the last fortnight?
Yeah, it's been good. I think set piece wise we've gone really well, which hopefully it'll be much the same tonight. If I'm honest, there's been some work on for us in both attack and defence, so hopefully we can clean some of that up this evening. But yeah, look, we've got to be pleased. We've had maximum points, so yeah, I'm happy with a good start.
Just a word on these conditions. Anything changed from your perspective?
I think a lot of people that have played in these conditions know that it's going to be a physical set piece battle, and who manages the conditions the best, maybe around our kicking game. But yeah, look, we're confident in what the forwards have delivered so far this season. So,
Will Reid on the bench.
Yeah, it's been great to have him back involved. He was fantastic, 2 seasons ago for us. He's a lovely, mature professional, and we may need him in our second half to come in and control the game. So I'm really pleased that he's involved.
Yeah, brilliant stuff.
Ty, obviously these conditions aren't perhaps suited the way you like to play. But what are you expecting from Aberavon tonight?
Look, they've started the season with a lot of new starters, new players, I should say, and they're throwing the ball about really well. They're playing some really exciting attacking stuff. Tonight ain't going to be about that. The last couple of seasons they've been known for their set piece, so it's just going to be a challenge up front, if I'm honest. And I think our forwards are looking forward to that challenge.
Ty, I'll let you hot foot it back to the stand, although you don't need to avoid the rain, you're soaking wet already. Right, wel, dyma felly beth sydd I ddod I chi ar S4C. Ni'n fyw yma heno, ac mae yna bedair gêm I chi dros penwythnos. Mae uchafbwyntiau nos Fawrth am 10 o'r gloch, a mae'r uchafbwyntiau yna o bencampwriaeth ysgolion a cholegau yn ogystal â chystadleuaeth Super Rygbi Cymru. O, dyna ni. Mae fe wedi derfyn yn diwe yn barod. Dwi'n yn gwybod faint mae'r cot na'n neud. Ond un I wylio heno o safbwynt Chasnewydd, Nick Thomas yn yr ail reng, aelod o Academi'r Rheigen, Nathan.
Ie, a maen nhw'n meddwl lot amdano Nick Thomas hefyd. Maen nhw'n gweud bod ei agwedd yn spot on, consummate professional maen nhw'n gweud, yn neud pob dim sydd eisiau arno fe pan mae fe'n dod mewn o ddi'r dreigen, dangos falle yr awch I ware ar y lefel yma ac I hefyd dysgu falle. Mae'r cystadleuaeth yma wrth gwrs yma I helpu'r boys fel hyn I ddatblygu ac I dysgu o'r boys fwy profiadol. Mae fe wedi dod mewn, a mae fe wedi bod yn holl bwysig i'r Chasnewydd heno, yn wedig yn y lein I cael y lefel o cwyrdeb, ond hefyd o gwmpas yr aldar gwrthdaro hefyd, achos mae'n mor ddinistriol.
Ac yn aros gyda'r pac, Ben Roach yn enw gyfarwydd I ni Siwan, 71 gêm I Chasnewydd. Di dechrau 70 ohonyn nhw, mae'n dipyn o stat.
Mae dipyn o start a mae fe chwarae'r arbennig I Chasnewydd a fi'n credu fi'n clywed I fe wedi dechrau 30 gêm o'r gêmau olaf nhw. So dros y tymorau diwethaf mae wedi bod yn misg popeth. A ni'n gweld fe fan hyn, mae'r cario'r pel, ond mae'r cefnogaeth Ben Roach, mae ar y ben popeth. Dwi'n gweld Lloyd Lewis yn mynd lawr y aslys, ond pwy sy'n tu mewn, Ben Roach eto, a mynd dros y llinell am cais arall. Mae'n misg popeth positif mae Chasnewydd yn neud.
Ie, a ti'n beth, mae roi'r cymorth wrth gwrs, ond hefyd mae fe'n boi enfawr, so mae fe'n mynd I roi a falle y go for beth sydd eisiau yn y Chasnewydd heno.
Right, Nathan, Siwan, diolch yn fawr. Dyna fe, mas ar y cae. Mae'n amser I ni felly ymuno a'n tîmau sylwebu. English language commentaries available with Siwan Lillycrap and Sean Molly yn y Gymraeg. Mae Nathan Brew ar fi'n ymuno ag Owain Gwynedd.
Welcome to the Talbot Athletic Ground. Port Talbot, the scene of round 3 of Super Rygbi Cymru. It's Aberavon against Newport. Newport are perennial contenders in the formerly known Welsh Premiership. And Aberavon are the young pretenders, so much so that 75% of Jason Hyatt's squad are under the age of 23 this season. With most of the experience up front, the head coach retains the pack that started in the home win over Carmarthen Quins last week. Captain Rowan Jenkins boasting over 300 club appearances. In the backs there are 2 changes. Kane Woollerton comes onto the wing. And with last year's Young Player of the Year, Scott Whitlock, starting at scrum half. Aberavon seeking to make it 2 wins out of 3. The Black and Ambers have won 8 of their last 10 away matches and are 2 from 2 in Super Rugby Cymru. 8 changes though to the starting 15 for Ty Morris's men. In the front row, brothers-in-law Ollie Drake and Henry Palmer come in, and 19-year-old lock Nick Thomas starts with Kyle Taylor in his 9th season at open side flanker. So a few changes for Ty Morris's team, but they still have so much strength in depth, and off we go. It's Carwyn Penny, the outside half, who grabbed 13 points against Swansea last week in the win. Newport were down at half-time in that one. 20 points to 7, big comeback to gain another bonus point win, a 5-try bonus. We can expect to see quite a lot of kicks tonight. Here's Ben Roach, the captain, 30-year-old now. 70 starts in his 76 appearances for Newport. His 4th season. He started in the last 31 games. It's a great run from the skipper. In his 2nd season as Newport club captain. Very distinct traditional colours from the teams here. Black and amber for Newport, and the blood and black of the Wizards. And that's the 2nd block kick already in the game, up to the halfway line. And Newport with possession. Rocking back is Carwyn Penny, the 25-year-old. Grabbed a try last week in his 13-point haul. And Luke Crane, who swapped positions from the bench with David Buckland, who started last week. I think 9 on the bench, but Crane takes up the number 9 shirt today, and he's going to go through the air again. You just see on our cameras how dreadful conditions are here tonight. Such a shame. Good take from young Scott Del Nevo, 19-year-old now. Former Llandaff RFC, and Aberavon sniped down the short side. Corey Lewis-Jenkins. Crane got it. Counter coming in from Aberavon. Lewis-Jenkins, of course, 2 tries last week. Osprey's Academy product. Wearing 14, but playing on the left wing. It's probably about the best it's
6, wait, 6. Okay.
Been tonight weather-wise. That'll tell you how bad it's been in Port Talbot here from about 4 o'clock. We've got 4 box kicks in 2 minutes. That'll tell you what it'll be. Referee noticing a knock-on. And we'll have the first scrum of the night. There, we've got it. Beautiful surface here at the Talbot Athletic Ground, but unfortunately there's been a lot of rain. And if anything, there's a slight wind. Dare I say a slight wind just behind Aberavon in this first half. 13 degrees. Well, up on the gantry here, it feels a little less than that, as I'll be joined very shortly by former Wales women captain Siwan Lillycraft. Siwan, you've been down there, pitch side. You know a lot more about it than me. I'm slightly sheltered up here. Is it as bad as it looks on our screen?
It really is, Sean. It's pouring down, to say the least, and it's been pretty consistent now for the last few hours here. Really tough conditions for these boys tonight, and I'm sure game plans have changed slightly from the training ground this week.
Yeah, never easy. Possession. Sometimes in conditions like this, better to play without the ball. So we expect a lot of kicking, a lot of kick chasing. Pretty even first scrum. Locked, solid. And Crane waits at the base. Up steps the experienced
Tackle!
Foster Smith, experienced centre pair in, retained tonight by Ty Morrison. They've got the first penalty advantage. Big ball carries an experienced back row with Newport tonight to Skinner, Taylor and Roach to the short side. No change down there. Bounced off his outside half, Ed Dunford. But Rowan Jenkins regathers. Newport playing this advantage. Young Joe Peer returning back to Wales after a stint with Amptill. In the second row, short ball. There's Taylor, loves to carry. There's the open side.
No issues.
Now Newport looking to build, but that's what you can expect with a greasy ball. No advantage is the referee.
12 is live.
And that's a good defensive set from Aberavon.
Yeah, really good defensive set. Newport struggling to really get anywhere of that middle third then. But like you said earlier, Sean, probably without the ball tonight is a bit of the easier job. When you've got the ball in these conditions, it's really tough.
That's been taken quick, and it's tapped through.
Yeah,
good reaction in the end by young Corey Lewis-Jenkins. There'll be a goal line dropout. And it'll be Ed Dunford, the 22-year-old Wimbledon RFC product, been around a little bit, but at Cardiff Uni for the last few years, so finds himself in Aberavon colours. It's a good kick into Newport's half. Ball carry up the 10-metre line, but off their feet go Newport, so a good solid challenge from Gwilym Evans there, the open side. And this is a chance for Aberavon to have their first soiree into Newport territory, Siwan.
Yeah, it's the first opportunity, isn't it, to get down into Newport half and really put some dominance on the game. But that was a good physical carry. I think it was Josh Skinner with the carry for Newport then, but then supporting player was just off their feet. But you know what, actually, it's quite tough tonight to stay on your feet when it's that slippery out there as well.
Yeah, just there's one of the cameramen down there. Just where this line out is, there is a huge puddle. I played for Aberavon obviously many years ago, and I don't recall seeing puddles that big over the far side there. There's one lone Newport fan who's braved the conditions, and there's that puddle just on the right-hand side, right where the 22-metre corner flag is.
To clearly step off, in the middle, step off.
But we get on with it. The rest of the field is looking great, and a lot of credit goes to Aberavon captain Rowan Jenkins for that, who doubles up as the groundsman here.
Maul!
That's brilliant, that is.
Good drive. We heard Ty Morris say how good Aberavon were in the set piece in the last couple of seasons. That's not going to change under Jason Hyatt. They're creeping up to that Newport 22. Swimming through comes Newport Arms, but the advantage has been played. And indeed, they've worked the penalty there. And knowing Jason as I do, Siwan, he'd be very happy with that first set piece.
Yeah, really good set piece in tough conditions, you know, to ensure they win their line out, stamping their authority with the driving maul. Good setup, good patient setup. And Newport player just changing their bind, resulting in a penalty for Aberavon, and them realising points early doors in this game might be really crucial with the conditions tonight.
That's on you, not me, No, we've already up to the post, it's on you, lads.
I watched the warm-ups, and they were pretty short, as you can imagine, due to the conditions. But Ed Dunford was on his own out here, kicking from this very spot pre-match. I don't know whether he had a premonition that they'd get a penalty in this spot, but he certainly had the distance. He was practicing.
Yeah, you could be a little bit closer on that gap as well.
And you're right, Siwan. Traditionally, games like this, points are the premium.
Of course, okay.
So, first shot at goal. Dunford then 16 points already to his name in the first two rounds. It glances off the right-hand post. The follow-up comes in. Oh, so unlucky. Brad Roderick was followed up superbly well, but he just couldn't hang on to it. That would have been a welcome addition, that try there, but you can see he just rues that chance. But just goes to show, Siwan, you've got to follow up everything.
Especially in conditions like this evening. Anything can happen, the ball can bounce anywhere, you slide everywhere, players slide everywhere. Oh, he's really unfortunate there, isn't he? He's picked the right chase-up line.
You almost feel like if he'd sort of gone for the slide and catch at the same time, it might have been better off, but becomes a bit of a chance gone begging. But now Newport have to get out of dodge. They're not happy with that engagement.
Listen, lads, you're already pre-crouched before you
pressure's still on Newport here, aren't they? Still 5 metres out, tough conditions. Aberavon still applying the pressure.
You're already pre-crouched and they haven't got time to adjust.
Front row for Newport, Tom Workman, Henry Palmer and Ollie Drake. They're brothers-in-law. the tight end and the hooker for Aberavon. Rowan Jenkins.
Crouch.
Has amassed 307 appearances for the Wizards. Cameron Lewis, son of Lyndon Lewis, head coach Carlin Quinns, and Geraint James. So that's the front rows.
Let's not make a habit of this. I'll give you the one, but let's not make the habit. I agree. This does not make a habit of
The
it.
referee needs to stamp this out earlier. We can have a lot of time spent with the scrum tonight.
Interesting issue, and they're both props for Newport are taller than the Aberavon props. Not that makes any difference necessarily, but they're a little lower, Aberavon, but the ref's not happy.
Fine.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I guess as long as the Newport front row, as long as they're roughly the same size, that helps their scrum.
Definitely having the upper hand there.
Back 5 around.
It's gone to Newport. Well, it's a back 5 issue, says the referee. Just pulling that around.
Yeah, just here.
I'm sure Rowan Jenkins will be too happy with his back 5 for that one, but the kick isn't a great one from Carwyn Penny, so Aberavon still keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, that's the always defensive.
Yeah, you can see the back row are just stepping around to the left, the referee is saying. They looked a bit dominant there.
Disruption in the lineup. We're going to see a lot of it in these conditions, but Newport have retained it. Just inside their own 22. Hard carries needed here. That's the first one coming in from Joe Peard.
No, still in.
Now Crane, will he go to get it off? Indeed he does. The wind's just blown that in a little bit. And Kane Mullington with a good catch. The counter comes in with the off their feet. Referee says play on. There's another counter ruck.
No problem.
A lot of pressure coming in from Josh Skinner, and Newport have got it back. And this time it's Aberavon. It's definitely better to play without the ball. And Crane can go to his caterpillar again.
Use! Quiet, please.
He's outside of his 22, so this will be a contestable. It's a good kick. Del Nevo got there early, but knocks it on now. Chance to counter. Peard again. Is there any space? Morris, all his experience, cut inside. Gives it to centre partner there, Shea Foster-Smith. Former Aberavon player, 2 seasons here at the Talbot Athletic Ground. And Newport all of a sudden, we're on the front foot, but a great tackle coming in. That'll be a maul. And the referee's right on the spot. It's a maul turnover. And it almost threatened to ignite a little bit there, Shuan.
It was actually great hands by Newport. Good offloading in the midfield there by Chai and John Morris. Really, really good stuff. Keeping the ball alive in tough conditions.
This was just a reset generally.
Obviously targeting the counter ruck here in these conditions. Really can disrupt that ball. And then we see them move the ball into space. Good change of pace. And then look at this offload here. Really good stuff by the centres interlinking.
A lot of Aberavon players in that picture, even though it was a line break from John Morris. You can see the desire to get there and the good line speed, even though, it was from turnover ball. You can see, look, red and black shirts around. And I think counter-rucking will be a factor tonight as well. So, another scrum. If you're a set-piece purist, you'll enjoy tonight. Now that's locked nice and tight. Dunford looks up, goes against the grain. It's well spotted by Owen Davis. But a good long kick from the Aberavon outside half. He's lost his foot in. Nearly slid into touch. Good follow-up from Lewis Jenkins. And then into the swimming pool area down there. You want to be careful to take it away. But Newport have to regroup and go for hard yards inside their own 22 again. This is good stuff from Aberavon. The kick and chase is good.
No hands now, Red.
Yeah, it was a good kick by Dunford, wasn't it? Good identification of space.
Good distance, wasn't it?
Let him go.
And Crane, well, he's been practicing his box kicks all week because that's about the 5th he's made. He's gone for touch again. And this time he makes it. But Newport just can't get Aberavon out of their faces at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And this is the kick from Dunford. It gets right down into that bottom left corner. The distance on it. The chase from Aberavon is there, applying pressure to this Newport side. And then it's really tough for Newport to get out in these conditions. The territory game has definitely been on Aberavon's side so far.
Lads, time's out a second. Time out.
Let's have a listen here.
Right, you stay on your mark. Aberavon, let's go. Time is still off. You must set the gap. We spoke about this in change room.
Well, referee trying to get some discipline in the set piece, and we get it underway. A little complex movement towards the front. Safe ball, and it's...
Obstruction.
That's coming from the assistant referee. A little bit of blocking from the lifters.
So we've gone up, players in front of the ball, we're obstructing. Number 5.
Technical decision from the officials there, Siwan.
Yeah, like you said, Sean, the ARs must have spotted that the lifters had blocked the jumper, therefore obstruction, which doesn't allow Newport to get towards the ball. So a bit of a get out of jail there for Newport. Relieve their pressure down into their half year. We see it. I think it's the second row there.
I think
Nick
it's Lewis
Thomas.
Marsh.
Oh, Lewis Marsh, was it?
Yeah, Lewis Marsh just getting ahead of Shea Smallman. And now Newport, that's the second disrupted lineup by Aberavon, and that's great stuff from the home team. Oh, great charge down those. Skinner's been everywhere, hasn't he?
It's knock on.
The moment for Newport. And I suppose it was always going to be this scrappy. Two sides that like to play a little bit. Defence is on top.
Yeah, definitely. It's so tough tonight, and probably everything they prepped for in pre-season, in summer months, is nothing like it is tonight. You know, you prep for your attacking play, but then ultimately your game plan changes. You know, tonight probably the kicking game will have a huge factor. Everything tightens up a bit. How much ball the wingers are going to get, they're probably going to be limited, so the game plan and everything you prep for all summer has probably changed.
Where do you stand on the summer rugby debate, Siwan? You know, look at last winter, and already we're not even out of September, and we've got these conditions. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? The problem is weather's so unpredictable in this country. You know, you could have a hot summer and the ground's absolutely solid, and no one wants to be smashing each other for 80 minutes when the ground is rock hard. But you know, tonight we're in September, and look at this rain that we've got. You know, it's really, really tough. But as you mentioned earlier, credit to Aberavon. This is a grass pitch here, and we've had a hell of a lot of rain the last 24 hours. And apart from that puddle on the 22, it's looking in top condition.
Yeah. It's not always rain in Aberavon, I have to tell.
Does it not? It's either raining or
maybe
cold every time I'm here.
Well, I've lived here 54 years, and I can assure you it does, yeah. But, oh, that's a knock-on from Dunford. Just took his eye off it. And now, Newport have their tails up. They sense something here. Skinner, heavily involved. The referee has seen something, maybe a collision, a head injury. Nobody likes to see it. I think it's the 7, young Guillem Evans.
He's over the top of the jackal, so he's coming underneath him to clear him out, and then he's got his leg buckled.
He doesn't look comfortable there, does he?
He's done that, which is fair enough.
I think he might have got his leg caught up. Hope it's not a head on neck injury, but yeah, it looks like he's got his leg caught in that tackle.
Okay, so we'll have a scrum for the knock-on just from your 10 over there, okay?
There's nothing worse, is there, when you see someone go down with a stuck leg somewhere and have gone the other way.
It was number 5, so I didn't there.
You always worry about ankles and knees in those situations.
Just something coming up on S4C. Scorio, we've got Caernarfon, Connersky, Saturday, 5 o'clock, and then it's a big one. Can the Ospreys bounce back after that last-minute defeat to the Dragons? That's Saturday night. They play the Stormers. That's a big one. And then there's a Welsh derby. Saturday night, 9:45. Tune in S4C. That's the Scarlets. A good draw in Italy in Benetton. And Cardiff, who got their season off to a winning start against Zebra. So derbies early on in the URC, Siwan. And Dragons getting an early win.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Week 1 and week 2, we got 2 Welsh derbies. Dragons doing exceptionally well last Saturday to come back against the Ospreys in the 84th minute to clinch that win after a tough season last year, really, for the Dragons. And Ospreys being the strongest Welsh region last season. So that was a huge win for the Dragons.
And they go to Leinster tomorrow. I'll be out in Dublin at the Aviva to see how they get on against that. And this is unfortunate. Young Guillem Evans, a lot of promise for this young open side. Got his leg trapped, but at least he's up and hobbling off. The former Cardiff Uni, Ysgol Glantaf product. Played a bit of rugby league as well, but former Wales under 20. Let's hope he's all right. And we've got another young replacement. 20-year-old Tane Morgan is on. Signed from Plymouth Albion. There's a couple of games for Neath on permit, but look up him wearing 20 there. Get a good look at him. And there's the counter drive from Newport. The ref doesn't like it. A similar penalty that was given against Aberavon moments ago, but that looked like a pretty big drive.
Let's go as a 3.
Yeah, he's saying one of the front rowers was stepping across then, I think, from his communication. Saying go as a 3. Penalties back and forth either way here.
Yeah, that would have been against Tom Workman. The loose head coming outside his tight head. I spent years coaching with Jonathan Humphreys, former Wales captain, front rower, and learned a lot about that sort of thing. And
Well, I'm seeing now. I just need you go as a 3.
I think I came to the conclusion, Sean, that I'm not sure anybody really knows.
I was going to say, Sean, have you coached that area of the game before? How did you find it? I don't think unless you put your head in there yourself, no one understands what it feels like.
I don't think they do. I think they just get in and push. But anyway, they're brave, and we're glad we got them. And that's a good ball win in the middle of the line out. Aberavon doing much better than the line out at Newport. And here's got a concerted drive, well formed. And the Wizards have got their tails over set piece. Another penalty, and they'll be accumulating in the referee's mind. Great drive from Aberavon, and surely this will be another chance for Ed Dunford, who's hit the post once.
4 claps.
But you can see Cameron Lewis, he's already walking to the touchline saying, let's kick the touchline, he's on there, we're going for driving maul.
Well, it is a big decision. 0-0, you're in the ascendancy, but when they've had 2 drives like that where they've definitely had the upper hand, as Cameron Lewis said, he fancies their chance. It's a good kick from Dunford. He gets him to within 7-8 metres.
Where you are, yeah.
Yeah, they've been dominant in that area, apart from the penalty give for obstruction.
Allow the access when we drop.
They look in sync, patient.
And 2 penalties have been given away in that area. It's in the referee's mind. So, at the very least, they'll be looking to put pressure. Good win from Shea Smallman.
Back out, back out, back out.
Got that maul going a little bit more upright this time. Newport are lower. But it's still going. Aberavon still working it. They've got another penalty, the Wizards, and in go the centres. Frankie Jones is in there, adding his leg drive. That's the corner. The assistant referee looks on. There's the ball. Oh, my goodness. Now then, the ref will have a word here.
So we've got 4 side entry, 4 collapse, and now a side entry. 3 offences every time we've got dominance in the removal. We need to be better.
Okay, no sorry.
All right, sir, no problem.
Number 8 offence.
He's took his medicine there, Ben Roach.
There's nothing more he can really say, can he? 3 penalties on the bounce in the driving maul. Yeah, sorry, sir.
Now, tell us, as a forward, you're in your mindset, you're still going to do your job, which you take it to the edge, defending, but you've had that warning, the next one's a yellow card.
Yeah, it's really tough for Newport here. They've got to be squeaky clean. They've got to get their height right early. But Aberavon has still got to go through their process in tough conditions. They've executed it very well so far.
Is it worth competing here, do you think?
No, I would say not. But the hard thing is now, with the new law, if you don't compete, even if it's not straight.
Well, they did compete, and they won the ball.
There we are. I know nothing.
The thing is, if you stay down and you run the risk of conceding a try because you're too soft, or you overzealous and give that yellow card away, you're sort of damned if you do, damned if you don't. So they've hedged their bets, they've gone to challenge, and they won the ball. But
ultimately it was the right decision, wasn't it? They got up in front, really, really well done. Won the ball in tough conditions. Which, maybe now teams with the new law, if you don't compete and it's not straight, they're not going to give advantage. So with the new conditions, maybe it leans teams to get up a little bit more.
But don't tap it back onto the floor, into your own in goal, because Aberavon now have the put in at the scrum. So they still got This pressure has gone down.
Let's play.
And the ref wants it away from there. Up stands Roderick with Frankie Jones in with him. Nearly by Taylor taking over. Here coming round the corner, and it's just slipped like a bar of soap out of the player's hands.
Got the ball there, but we are always under pressure. I thought you would go down, but knock on.
No infringement, just the knock on.
Back yourself, is it?
That's what we can expect. You know, we saw a little bit earlier with Bradley Roderick in the follow-up, and literally it's just slipped out of his hands. And you have to, how do you take care of it in these conditions, Siwan?
It's tough, isn't it? You see, he transfers the ball to one hand as he's going back down to the ground. I think you've got to try and get two hands consistently on the ball, because it is like a bar of soap tonight.
Yeah, you have to respect it.
Cheers, Nate. I love us when we're forming up after that.
Let's go down to Lauren Jenkins, see what she's got to say.
That's right. Thomas Wick.
Diolch yn fawr. Yes, I've been invited into the coaching box here at Aberafan, yet to decide what I'll coach. But if it does become permanent, we got time to make that decision. Chris Davis, attack coach this week. Look, your maul is clearly a weapon. 3 penalties on the bounce. A bit of frustration. You haven't scored from it yet.
Yeah, obviously not too sure the technicalities going on there at the moment, but I think the boys have just got to have patience, keep using that driving maul as a weapon, and yeah, one way or another we're going to find ourselves over the try line quite soon, hopefully.
A word on the conditions. I was going to ask, is it the kind of night where you're better without the ball, but as an attack coach you want to use it?
Yeah, well, as you said, alluded to the driving maul, I think we just got to play clever here. I think both teams are trying to be quite reserved about how they're playing, and it's going to be a game of, unfortunately, who makes the most mistakes, I guess, you know, in terms of field position, lots of kicking, who's going to knock the ball on. So it's a mistake game, unfortunately. So I think we just got to have patience, stick to our process, and find our way up the field and capitalise on those driving mauls, you said.
A word on your squad as a whole. You've got an average age of 23 this year. How much promise is that?
Yeah, Jason's worked really hard to pull that squad together, you know, with that average age, and we brought a lot of local boys in. I think we're up to 48% local talent as well, from Newport, Talbot. And we've got a lot of people from Buck Super Rugby as well. So we've got a nice blend of the squad, really, and it's complementing us quite well.
Chris, thank you very much.
Not from the information I'm getting from who is it. But I'm this size, so I'll see it for myself now.
Chris Davis, attack coach. This week, as Lauren said. I don't know whether that was tongue-in-cheek, because he's been defence coach, he's been attack coach, he's been contact coach. He's been a bit of an ever-present here, as Swanky, as he's called. And he's right, isn't he? It's about who makes the least mistakes. Probably will prevail tonight, Siwan, as we keep saying now. Tough scrum here for Newport. Just under their own post, in front of the new scoreboard here at Aberavon. But it's a good shove. And they get the penalty. When it's a difficult position on the field, that's what you want your forward to deliver and get the penalty to get out of Dodge City.
Yeah, absolutely. The front row have done their job there, haven't they? And that's what the rest of the squad want when it comes to crucial times. Scrums like that in the middle of the park, a tough position to be in. You want your front row to step up and produce the goods, and the Newport front row definitely done that.
Yeah, Tom Workman seems to be having a bit of fun here now with Geraint James, very strong. It's a long kick from the centre of the field for Carwyn Penny, but he's got it there. And now can Newport finally win a clean line-up? They do. Henry Palmer finds his man, and away they go. Goodness me, what happened there? Out came Kyle Taylor, and there you go again. The bar of soap has come out the side door. You have to respect possession of the ball, Siwan. As you said, put it up the jumper, put it in two hands. You know, slow up. He's run into contact there. Slow up, wait for your support. Just got a bit overzealous there.
Yeah, definitely. Broke out from the maul, did exceptionally well. Here you see him, Kyle, looking for the dummy, but he tries to release his one hand, tries to get a bit of a fend in, but he's better off just keeping the ball in two hands in these conditions tonight. You see, going to ground. As soon as anything impacts that ball, is popping out this evening.
Corey Lewis-Jenkins, 20-year-old, 2 tries last week, did very, very well there against the open side. But still, we're at 0-0. Coming up to 25 minutes gone.
Not sure we're going to see the high scores we've seen over the first 2 weeks of Super Rugby Cymru.
Bonus points are slightly different in Super Rugby Cymru this year. You can actually get a bonus point for 4 tries. You can get a bonus point for being within 7 on the losing side, but you can also get another one for being 15 points clear of your opposition. So, a new law introduced there for this competition. Dunford tries to go cross-field, but he's ended up infield. This was a little dangerous. Good follow-up from Corey Lewis-Jenkins again. But that's a good carry coming in from Ioan Davis from the full-back position. Taylor trying to atone for his error moments ago. Round the corner comes young Nick Thomas, 19-year-old, discovered playing touch rugby. From the Dragons Academy now playing at Newport. One for the future, hopefully. Luke Crane on the other end, 10 years older, 29, going to the air again. Del Nevo, he's an exciting talent. Just 19 himself. Now then, Whitlock. Oh, off the line. Were they onside?
Ball always lifted.
Assistant said that he was. Whitlock gets another chance. Roderick, little step on the outside. Puts his foot on it. He had a chance maybe to go through there. Davis positioned himself really well. Goes down the trams. Now what can Dunford do? First choice will be to kick in these conditions. He's got a long boot and he's found grass. That's a great kick from the outside half. A little bit of backspin like my 9-iron. And he follows up. Doesn't quite get the tackle. And Liam Lloyd nearly bursts through again. All of a sudden, a passage of play that we haven't seen all game. Del Nevo, a bit of footwork. It's an injured player down. That was difficult for Whitlock. But he manages to get it. And there's nobody at home for Newport behind them. Back they go. Good stuff again. Aberavon definitely winning the kicking battle. Long kick. Doesn't quite get it. And who's under it? No, Evans. What was he doing there? And the follow-up came from Joe Peard, luckily. Kieran James, the prop. What a catch into the high ball. Now then, first time we've really seen Ashton Evans, the number 8. And Aberavon get the penalty. And you get the sense after that kick battle, Aberavon will go for the corner again.
And Dunford seems to be winning the kick battle at the moment. He's got a big boot on him, hasn't he? I've seen him play for Cardiff Uni quite a lot over the last few years. He's been pretty much a consistent there. But he seems to be finding the grass and putting pressure on this Newport. And then you see a lot of disjointedness in the chases and in the midfield.
Well, we have another play going off. I think it's Ollie Drake, the tight head, and just hobbled off. Yeah, it is, and indeed Nathan Evans comes on to replace him, so got some attention there while all that kicking was going on. And you mentioned there, Shuan, and Chris Davis did with Lauren as well, about the Bucks Rugby. For those that don't know, the universities competition, and it is used a lot by particularly sides in the English Premiership as a bit of a breeding ground. And when we have the likes of Cardiff Met, Swansea University, Cardiff University, that surely has to be an avenue, not just for Super Rygbi Cymru, but then the step up to regional rugby.
Yeah, definitely. I think, boys between the age of 18, 22, 23, whilst you're studying, it's a great competition where we get to play against English counterparts as well. And it's a bit of a different brand of rugby as well, Sean. It's high tempo, ball in play is high. So it's a bit of a different brand as well. So I think it gives us another avenue for boys to play a slightly different variation of the game. And then you've got the likes of Dunford, who's been in Cardiff Uni and has stayed now in the Welsh game playing for Aberavon. I think it's brilliant.
Well, let's hope that continues to be a pathway. As a former Loughborough student myself, it was called the UAU back in those days. You wouldn't remember that. Anyway.
That was even before my time.
Oh, charge down. Aberavon lost that kicking battle up. Now then, Roderick goes back. He's been heavily involved. Does so well. Gets to his feet. It's just inside Aberavon's 22. And there was no support, or not quick enough anyway, to help him. And now we've gone from a missed penalty one end of the field, Aberavon, to something that is probably as kickable as we've seen all night, Ewan.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do. I think it's only going to be one thing. Yeah, they're going for sticks. But it's been all Aberavon, really. But a couple of shots at goal, which have been missed, one off the sticks. Then they've gone to the corner. Driving Moore's been dominant to get turned over in a scrum. So it's been all Aberavon. But now, from a mistake, Newport are in the game, and they've got a pretty, I wouldn't say easy in these conditions, but 22 metres out, pretty much centre of the field, shot at goal.
Yeah, it's definitely the easiest effort so far. Don't want to put the hoodoo on Carwyn Penny. But I think Ty Morris, if he kicks this, Penny will feel a little bit lucky to be 3-0 ahead. As you say, it has been all the Wizards. We come up to half an hour. Penny then didn't quite get it, but it's enough. The flags go up, and probably against the run of play, as Sean Lillycraft says, it's Newport that take the lead by 3 points to 0.
20 was already off his feet anyway.
I think they'll feel a bit of relief there. They've got away with one there and managed to get up on the scoreboard and be 3 points up in this game when they haven't really been in it so far. It's been all Aberavon, and I hate to say it, it seems like the rain has just got worse.
You know, it could be really important 3 points, that, because it is absolutely hammering down as Lloyd Lewis puts his scrum half in real trouble down in the deep end of the Talbot Athletic Ground. Big pedals over in that corner. Fair play to both sets of players. Such difficult conditions. Crane, as he's done pretty much every time he's been at the base of a ruck, goes to the air. Does he find touch? The flag goes up. And we've got 9.5 minutes. The players will already be thinking about a cup of tea at half time, as we used to back in the day. It's horrible, isn't it?
It's really tough. Really tough. Vision's tough in these conditions. Catching the ball. Contact's tough. Everyone feels really slippery. It really does change how you play.
You know, it's a shame as well, because this is a game Aberafan supporters will want to come and watch. They won't come out in these conditions for obvious reasons. It's revenue for the club to have supporters here. You know, we want to showcase it on S4C Click here on TV to a wider audience and the brand of rugby. So it is a real shame, but the players are getting on with it. Lovely little dink from Whitlock. There's space there. Frankie Jones is through. It's Del Nevo, in fact. Great presence of mind from the fullback. Whitlock, sharp as a razor blade there. Corey Lewis-Jenkins, he's got gas and footwork. Chance for Aberavon in dreadful condition. We can barely see the players just coming down the straight lines. Can they hang on to it? It's going to require good technique through Gushay Smallman, the big second row, wearing 4. Now then, can they build? The ball was out, said the referee. Well read by Nick Thomas, the second row that was, but Aberavon still have it. Leg drive. Kyle Taylor tries to rip the ball. That's outside half. Carwyn Penny, I think it was. No. It's Nathan Evans, which doesn't look a bit like Carwyn Penny, to be fair. Apologies to the outside half, but a great turnover. Another chance gone begging for Aberavon.
Yeah, it's a great turnover there, isn't it? Well over the board, but like this variation in the game, it's a good option. Sneaky little box, great chase. Great pick out by Denevu. Aberavon again applying pressure. And then they turn to keeping it tight. But look at this turnover. Really good stuff.
Yeah, he's just become on the tight head replacement. 22-year-old. Dragons Academy's 3rd season in Newport. That's a great turnover. Scott Del Nevo, I did a lot with him on Rugby Pow. And really do like the full-back. Hope to see a lot more of him. Newport secure. Good line out again. And the maul turnover. It's going to be all about the scrum and the maul, I'm afraid. But that's the game sometimes, and Aberavon are just on top in that department.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Mark Breeze will be happy with how set piece has gone, how scrums have gone for Aberavon tonight, but the kicking game and set piece will ultimately be, I think, the determining factor of tonight's game. And I think we're all surprised to see Newport up 3-0 at the moment, because it's all been Aberavon this game, but unfortunately they've been unable to capitalise on the opportunities they've created.
It's a very wet Wizard we saw at the top of the goal post. And there's Kane Woollerton wearing 11. I'm afraid the young winger hasn't seen much of the ball, if at all.
It's going to be cold out there for the wingers tonight. Working hard, no doubt, but it's difficult when they haven't got opportunity, the ball in hand.
Bind.
Yeah, Aberavon get the free kick. The ref allows Whitlock to play it to Bradley Roderick. He does well at centre. He's been one of the more prominent players tonight. Dunford slips it inside really well to young Tane Morgan, the replacement back row, who's on for Gwilym Evans. Dunford, did he?
Back.
Just couldn't get hold of it. Back to the referee. Ben Roach, the captain, capitalises on it. And Crane, the cheeky little kick over the top. Del Nevo does well. Position well, puts his foot up. That's a good kick. It's going to get caught in the deep end. There it is. The beneficiary was Johan Davis, who pumps it straight back down. Now then, Dunford, he's got a bit of a boot. He goes straight down. He looked for where the grass was and went down the middle again. Liam Lloyd, the winger, it's his chance to pump it into touch. Finds a safe touch. They're happy with 3-0. And who wouldn't be? I think 3-0. 2-1 after 35 minutes says it all.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have bonus points flying in this evening. Not try bonus points anyway.
Aberavon, let's go.
Based on this first half. But tell you what, Aberavon have had opportunity after opportunity. They're back down in Newport's half again. No doubt we'll see the driving maul.
What do you think half-time, Jason Hyde, be thinking, do you know what? And let's be fair to Aberavon, that Newport have been the better side over the last couple of seasons. It's an opportunity.
Don't change, yeah.
In the conditions and the way that they play in.
Don't change.
To nick a famous win here.
Yeah, definitely is tonight. The way they've kept possession and applied pressure to Newport so far. I actually think they're unlucky not to get any points on the board. So it is an opportunity tonight. Newport have been outstanding over the last 2 seasons, haven't they? So it's an opportunity to get one up on them almost.
Well, they feel like they should have scored by now, and they're building here. Del Nevo. Just falling into that. And Whitlock regathers. Good tackle coming in there from young Nick Thomas. There's the tight head, Geraint James.
Okay, that's tackle there.
Dunford picks his head up. That's been touched. Well positioned. Johan Davis been really solid at the back there. Del Nevo likewise. Different player to Davis. He pulls in 15. He's looking to shake the kick this. Bit of a banana kick put in his hand, but it's gone infield. And Luke Crane now, will he watch it go over the goal line when he can't? And has to clear and finds touch, but it's not with any great distance. And with just 3 minutes left in this first half, Aberavon's final chance to get on the scoreboard, as they probably feel they deserve.
We had the stoppages on the injuries.
Hooker Cameron Lewis, the son of Lyndon Lewis, former Aberavon fullback, finds his man. Shay Smallman has been good liner from Aberavon, and Lewis gets his hands back on it. The back of the maul, he breaks away now, this time into midfield. Good carry from the hooker, but there are a couple of Newport defenders there. Whitlock waits on the 22 to Ashton Evans, former Bridgend and Tondi, number 8. There's Thomas, Taibach, RFC product, gets his knee to ground. Frankie Jones is there. Whitlock pulls away. And the ball is just literally like a bar of soap. Hacked upfield by Newport. The chase is on. And it's coming from the speedster himself, Lloyd Lewis. And it's danger time for the Wizards. Corey Lewis-Jenkins does well, rugby league style, to carry it out of danger. And Evans is back there to do the dirty work. Now they look to clear this, surely Whitlock, nobody in behind. Wow. I don't know if the referee said the time was up. It's different to our TV clock. But indeed, that is the end of the first half. An eventful one. And players look drowned. Yes, that's because they're absolutely soaked, and it's been all Aberavon really. But a breakaway charge down gave Newport a penalty, which Carwyn Penny slotted towards the end of the first half. Points are at the premium, no tries. And a really even contest, and a difficult one for both sets of players and referees. It's been a set piece and defence orientated first half. And at half time, Newport will be pleased to go into the lead. 3 points to 0. And I'm sure there'll be a change of shirts. Some hot drinks, not cold ones, in those changing sheds. The ground is holding up fantastically, despite the puddles. More thrills and spills in the second half. You can see how wet it's been here, but full credit to the players. They're giving it their all. Aberavon have been on top. A couple of missed penalties from outside half. Ed Dunford from long range. But no mistake from Carwyn Penny. 13 points last week against Swansea. The referee is going out, I think, to look at that big puddle on the far side. This game is in danger here. Safety of the players is paramount. If you get a maul or a tackle situation over in that big puddle, I would suggest the referee has concern over that. They've had a little look. They're having a bit of a discussion. I would imagine they're going to bring some officials in. So, some decisions going on here. The referee and his officials are going to be looking at this, talking to the ground staff to see if they can clear that puddle. In any case, it's 3-0 at half-time.
Ie, yn amlwg y tîm dyfarnu fyna yn asesu cyflwr y cae. Ti wedi cael golwg yn y fe, Nathan, yn sylwebu. Ti wedi bod yn rhan o amodau fel hyn, a nawr yn y cyfnod yma, mae'n peri gofid yn amlwg.
Sicr, mae ddiogelwch y chwaraewyr yn holl bwysig. A pan ych chi'n ystyried bod yr amodau yn gweithygu, sofa mynd i wella, dwi e. So, siwr o fod bod nhw'n mynd i cael sgwrs gyda'r tîm y fforddi a wneud y penderfyniad iawn i'r chwaraewyr.
Dyn nhw ddim really wedi treulio lot o amser mas na, ydyn nhw? Felly ydy hynny'n gweud hanes?
Ie, falle, falle maen nhw'n gwneud penderfyniad yn barod. Mae'r 22 lawr yn y cornel arall y car o dan dŵr ac yn mynd yn waith fi'n credu trwy mae'r glaw yn dod lawr. So, pan mae'r bel yn mynd lawr yma, mae'n anodd iawn.
Yn amlwg mae'n cael effaith ar y gêm. Mae'n arafu pob peth lawr, Nathan. Mae fel bod cwpl o amddiffynwyr extra mas. Mae'n gymaint o rwystyr i'r gêm ymosodol.
Ydyn, sicr, ie. A ni'n gweld sawl camgymeriad, yndyn ni, yn anffodus i Aberafon. Pob trodd yna cyfle wirioneddol iddyn nhw sgori, dath camgymeriad. A pan ych chi'n ystyried i'r ddenne, a pan mor wael mae'r glaw yn dod lawr, mae fe'n mynd i effeithio ar un peth wedyn ni gyda Chasnewydd. Falle, gallech chi gweud, falle diffyg parch i'r bel pan ych chi'n wario mewn amodau fel un, falle cadw yn fwy dyn, cadw ddwy law ar y bel pan ych chi'n mewn i contact.
Ie, yn union, fi gweld pob tro mae'r bel yn dod allan, mae'r boys yn cadw'r bel gyda un llaw, ac pan maen nhw'n bwr llawr, neu mae rhywun yn bwr nhw, mae pobl allan, mae fel sebon allan na, so mae rhaid i nhw cael y bel mewn dwy llawr.
Aberafan sydd wedi cael y gorau o'r gêm, nhw sydd wedi dominaddu ti?
Ie, maen nhw wedi bod yn arbennig fi'n credu, maen nhw wedi mynd i lain yn aml, mae'r sgrym nhw wedi bod yn dda, maen nhw wedi cael llawer o shot at y pist, a wedi bod yn anffodus fan'na. Fi Chasnewydd yn lwcus i nhw fod i fyny, really, ond mae'r gyd o'r chwarae wedi bod lawr yn hanner Chasnewydd, a maen nhw'n edrych yn dangerous iawn pan maen nhw gyda'r bel Aberafan.
Ie, maen nhw wedi cymryd y gêm at y Chasnewydd, ydyn nhw, a'r ffaith bod falle cyn y gêm, ond ni'n falle yn pryderu ychydig amdano maint Chasnewydd a profiad nhw yn ymlaeth y blaenwyr. Maen nhw wedi dod allan a taflu pob peth atyn nhw, a bydden nhw falle bach yn rwystredig bod nhw heb i dod i ffwrdd gyda unrhyw pwyntiau.
Ie, paned hanner amser yn ystafell newid. O'n ni yn eistedd gyda'r hyfforddwyr yn ystod yr hanner cynta na. Oedd bach o rwystredigaeth falle, nhw ddim wedi defnyddio ysgarmes fel mwy o arf. Bod nhw ddim wedi cadw'r bel yn ysgarmes ar y degau. Di edrych i chwarae? Penderfyniadau anghywir?
Ie, falle, maen nhw gyda... Dylen nhw cael llawer o change o'r cadw'r bel yn ysgarmes, ac mae wedi bod yn gyd o'r gêm yn Aberafon. Fi'n credu maen nhw'n anffodus, really, i ddim cael rhywbeth o'r gêm yn barod. So, ond beth hwnna'n siawns nawr, fi Aberafon moyn i'r gêm yma, mynd rhan ail hanner, oherwydd mae Chasnewydd wedi bod yn tîm sydd top y gyrfan am y 2 blwyddyn diwetha, ac maen nhw mewn y gêm na, maen nhw wedi bod gyd yn nhw, so falle bod nhw'n teimlo fod siawns gyda nhw heddi i ennill gêm, bwysig.
Mae mwy o brofiad ar faen Chasnewydd, ymysg y blaenwyr a'r olwyr. Ydy rhywun fel Will Reid yn gallu newid gêm mewn glaw fel hyn?
Siwr o fod, yn wedig, fy'n credu bod y gwynt falle mynd lawr tuag at y ffordd arall, felly bydd yn bwysig cael rhywun sydd arno'r ca sydd yn gallu reoli'r chwarae, lliwio'r chwarae, a mae stori'r chwarae hefyd, a mae Reid gyda'r falle'r profiad i wneud un, ond ar yr un pryd, mae rhaid i chi ennill yr adrannau gosod ar y foment, mae Aberafon yn cymryd y gêm at y Chasnewydd yn enwedig yn y sgymau.
Right, okay. Ni newyddion newydd dod i lawr fod y gêm wedi cael ei gohirio. Bydd yr ail hanner ddim yn cael ei chwarae a hynny oherwydd y glaw a'r amodau. A cyflwr y cae mwy na dim, dyw e ddim yn ddiogel yn amlwg.
Na, so fi'n credu mae fe'n diogol. Os mae'r bel yn mynd lawr yn y cornel ar y chwith ar ochr arall, os mae rhywun yn neidio ar y bel, mae safle ymosod yn y arnal hynny, mae'n anodd iawn. Fi'n credu bydd y dwy tîm yn siomedig, fi'n credu bod dwy tîm moyn gorffen y gêm heddi, ond mae rhaid i diogelwch dod cyntaf.
Ie, na, nes i'n gweud, ond mae rhaid camol Aberafon bod y gêm wedi beth fi'n cael un hanner mas o fe, yn mynd pan ych chi'n ystyried yr amodau fan hyn, ond ie, ni'n wedi beth mae Siwan yn gweud, mae fe'n mor peryglus, os mae chwaraewyr o gwmpas yr ardal ni, mae fe jyst rhywbeth yn gallu digwydd.
Reit, wel dyna'ch sylwadau chi. Be am i ni gael sylwadau Owen Gwynedd yn sylwebwr heno, ond hefyd yn gyn-dyfarnwr? Gap. Ie, ni'n gweld y chwaraewyr fyna. Falle'n disgwyl y newyddion, sut fydden nhw'n teimlo?
Fi'n credu cymysg, really. Bydd rai o'r boys moyn gorffen y gêm, bydd rhaid i'r gêm cael ei chwarae eto, ond fi'n credu maen nhw siŵr o fod bydd y chwaraewyr yn gwybod pa mor anodd y all yna hefyd i creu unrhyw beth a dod mewn i'r gêm. Felly, fi'n credu bydd nhw'n siomedig ar nos iau, ond mae'n y peth cywir i'r postbono'r gêm.
Ie, ond i fi, bydd siŵr o fod Aberafon yn llawer yn fwy siomedig a rwystredig na Chasnewydd, achos oedd hon yn cyfle wirioneddol i nhw cael fuddugoliaeth. Jyst yn edrych nhw at y gêm, nhw oedd gyda'r gorechafiaeth trwy gydol y gêm, mewn pob agwedd o chwarae. Bydd rhaid nhw ailware'r gêm yma, siŵr o fod yn y haf, a pan ych yn wario yn erbyn Chasnewydd, pan mae'r hael allan, maen nhw'n tîm hollol wahanol yn dyn nhw, felly mae hwnna yn rhywbeth sydd yn mynd i siomi nhw, ond mae yna lot i cymryd mas o'r gêm yma hefyd.
Ie, reit, wel os chi newydd ymuno ni, os chi wedi mynd i wneud paned o de yn ystod yr egol, newyddion newydd dod i law bod y gêm wedi cael ei gohirio. Ac o ystyried Siwan Lily Crab fel wedodd Nathan, Chasnewydd oedd y ffefrynnau'n dod mewn i'r gêm yma. wyt ti'n meddwl fydda nhw, Jason Hyatt falle, yn teimlo'n fel yr hyfforddwr mwy asiomedig?
Ie, fi'n credu oedd Nathan yn cywir, oedd nhw'r tîm gorau y hanner cyntaf, oedd nhw'n domineiddio'r gêm, oedd nhw gyda'r fwyaf o'r pel y hanner cyntaf a'r territory ac wedyn, oedd nhw ddim yn y ffefrat, so falle cyfle sydd wedi mynd i ffwrdd wrth nhw nawr oherwydd y tywydd heno. A fel dweud oedd Brewyd, pan maen nhw'n chwarae eto, nawr bydd y siŵr o fod tywydd gwahanol, fydd falle yn siwtio Chasnewydd. Ond credit i Aberafon heno, oedd lain nhw yn arbennig o dda, sgrym nhw yn arbennig o dda. Nhw wedi rhoi pwysau enfawr ar y Chasnewydd y hanner cyntaf yna.
Ie, maen nhw'n chwarae ei gilydd wythnos nesaf. Nid y gêm yma fydd yn cael ei aldrefnu, ond wrth gwrs maen nhw'n chwarae'r gêm oddi cartre yng Chasnewydd. Reit, dyma beth sydd i ddod dros y penwythnos ar S4C. Siom bod ni ddim wedi gallu dod â chwaraeon byw i chi heno, ond digon i ddod. Di Sadwrn am 5 o'r gloch Caernarfon yn croesawu Cei Cona. Wedyn mae yna 2 gêm i chi yn y bencampwriaeth rygbi unedig. Y gweilch yn erbyn y Stormers nos Sadwrn am hanner 7 y gêm yna yn fyw a cyfle i ailweld y gêm rhwng y Scarlet a Rygbi Caerdydd am 9:45. Nos Lun am hanner 9, mae ralio i chi yn Chile i'ch bwyntiau'r penwythnos ar sgorio am 10 o'r gloch nos Lun. Wedyn, i'ch bwyntiau cyngor ysgolion Affen Campwriaeth Cymru yn ogystal â chystadleuau Super Rygbi Cymru nos Fawrth am 10 o'r gloch a Pen y Bont sy'n croesawu Abertawe nos Iau nesa am 7:15. A rwy'n falch iawn cael gweud bod Jason Hyatt yn ymuno â ni nawr. Jason, your initial reaction to the news that, well, there was only one answer really, this game had to be postponed.
Yeah, it's really disappointing, but, you know, we've probably got to remember the safety of the players must come first, and, you know, that's, I think that's the opinion of everyone. It's an official's call. I think they sought advice as well with from outside, just for some experience. I think Ian Davis was involved, and you know, it's disappointing because I was quite enjoying it. You know, it was a proper game of chess, and we just felt the side that was making errors was probably going to lose the game, and you know, 3-0 half time was probably a fair reflection, even though we had probably most of the territory. But yeah, disappointing. But you know, looking at the flip side of it, had we played and someone got injured, then you know, it would be a very different story.
Jace, look at how you took the games to Newport today, and you've got them again next week. I'm guessing the same tactics will be deployed.
Well, hopefully it's dry, so we'll see some rugby. But you know, for the purist, when you play in the rain, you know, we've got to remember where we play. We're probably one of the wettest countries in certainly in Europe. So you know, I thought we got our tactics right in the first half. We tried to keep Newport pinned back in the right areas, and it could have resulted in a couple of tries. But yeah, you know, it just gives us another week to prepare. Unfortunately, we picked an injury up to Gwilym Evans at 7, which is a bit disappointing. But I don't think it's too serious. Looks like an ankle sprain.
I guess it gives you a level of confidence as well, doesn't it? The fact that you've actually taken this game to them and obviously created opportunities.
Yeah, well, in the first 2 games, you know, we were 5 points adrift up in Ebbw Vale and looked as if we were going to win the game. And playing against a quality side away from home, I think confidence has been building. We had a very good result against the Ospreys. We had a particularly hard summer, and I think that's put the boys in good position. So, you know, we back them 100%, and the feeling is, you know, they back themselves.
You must have been pleased with how set piece went tonight, Chase, and boys say you won the kicking battle as well that first half.
Definitely, it was something we talked about, you know, making as least amount of errors as we can. I thought the kicking was really good. Ed Dunford's got a great tactical mind on him, and puts us in the right areas. And yeah, I thought the line-out was excellent. You know, we had some really good forward ball, and probably Newport defended really well. Any side that hadn't defended that well would have resulted in points.
And
so,
I was just going to say you'd be even more gutted maybe if you scored those more tries. Is it a sense that chances went amiss? Yeah,
definitely. It's you know, you've got to remember it's a young side. The average age tonight was 22. So it's a very, very young side, which, you know, we're very proud of, and they'll learn a lot from that. You know, Mark Rees is an exceptional forwards coach. Once we get into those areas, you know, we're a hard team to stop. So yeah, definitely confidence building and something we can take into next week.
Has that been a different challenge for you this season, coaching such a young side?
Honestly, it's been really sort of exciting because, you know, you never know you know, we really took, I wouldn't say we took a gamble, because most of these youngsters have been capped at age grade, so they're quality players. But to go to blood so many at one time, I think a lot of raised eyebrows were sort of, we felt there was eyebrows raised around us. Certainly, you know, some of the comments, but I think tonight was justified to a certain degree in the games we've played so far. These are quality young players with aspirations to play pro rugby, and that's what I like about the SRC. This gives them the platform now to sort of earn their stripes at this level and hopefully earn pro contracts and make a career of rugby.
And one of your more experienced players, Rowan Jenkins, in the front row, has to come back out as groundsman and sort this pitch out tomorrow.
Well, they're blaming Rowan in the changing room. Rowan and Steve Jones have had the wrath of the players in there. But no, you know, when you see the water on the pitch, I think we went for a 50-22 and the ball got stuck in the water, and I think that was a bit of a moment where possibly the officials thought, you know, that's getting a bit much now.
Safe trip back. Is there an ice bath tonight?
No ice bath, but I've got to congratulate my daughter. My daughter has just passed her, she's a children's nurse, paediatric nurse, and she's passed with a first as well. So fantastic news this week. We're really proud of her, and she's worked really hard for the last 3 years. So, yeah, excellent.
Oh, really fantastic. Good. Congratulations. A lovely silver lining to what has been a bit of a dismal.
There's always a silver lining.
Diolch yn fawr, Jason. Iawn, jyst i eich atgoffa chi o'r gemau eraill sy'n dod y penwythnos yma yn cael ei chwarae dydd Sadwrn. Abertawe yn erbyn Pen y Bont Cwns, Caerfyrddin sy'n croesawu Caerdydd, Glenebwy yn croesawu Pencampwr Llynedd, Llanymddyfri a Pontypool ar yr hewl i rygbi Gogledd Cymru. Reit, a dyma'r tabl. Pe bai Aberafon wedi ennill heno, bydden nhw wedi codi i'r trydydd safle sy'n dangos i chi just pa mor dyn mae pethau yn tabl Super Rygbi Cymru. Chasnewydd a Chaerdydd yn gyfartal ar 11 pwynt. A cofiwch, os i chi yn curo tîm gyda 15 pwynt neu fwy, chi yn cael pwynt bonus extra sy'n golygu bod chi yn gallu hawlio 6 pwynt mewn un gêm. Ydy hynna'n rhywbeth ti'n cefnogi?
Bydd e'n ddiddorol i gweld sydd mae'n fynd. Fi'n credu mae'n peth cyffroes iawn. Bydd tîm oedd yn edrych i chwarae y mwy o pwyntiau, so mae'n helpu'r ymosod y gêm ar y dwy tîm. So bydd e'n ddiddorol i gweld sydd mae'n effaith bydd e'n cael ar y tabl blwyddyn yma.
Dyna'n gwmys beth chi eisiau fe, uchelgais i wario gêm agored a gêm cyflym, achos holl pwynt tu ôl hon yw wrth gwrs i ddatblygu chwaraewyr, ond hefyd i codi y diddordeb mewn y gêm ar y lefel yma. Felly, i hybu tîmau i wario gêm eang llonythroliaeth, mae hwnna'n helpu.
Ti'n meddwl mae'r ffaith bod gymaint o chwaraewyr ifanc yn golygu bod yna gol y gwahanol ar ambell i dîm? Ydy hynny'n mynd i newid y drefn o ran y tîmau sy'n cyrraedd y rowndiau terfynol?
Falle, jyst yn edrych yn Llanymddyfri a Chasnewydd, jyst yn teimlo bod y profiad o ware pob tymor ar y lefel maen nhw wedi, yn mynd i roi falle lefel o fwy o hyder iddyn nhw. Felly, mae'n mynd i helpu, so mae'n mynd i falle creu y wahaniaeth mae rai yn gweud mae fe'n mynd i wneud, achos fel nath Jason Hyatt crybwll, mae yna chwaraewyr arbennig o dda yn dod trwyddo ar y foment.
Ty Morris wedi ymuno â ni. We've just spoken to Jason Ty, who agreed it was the correct decision tonight. Did you see that one come in, watching on in the first half?
No, not really. I said to Jason for the game, credit to the groundsman here. It was unbelievable condition. It didn't look like it had even rained all day. So, but it's unfortunately it's just in that one corner and it just wasn't, you know, you've got to think about the players' safety. So, yeah, it's the right call.
And what did you make of the way your team approached these conditions? Aberavon, they could have been further ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're probably second best in our set piece, and it's not something that we're particularly happy about. We spoke about it at half time. But I did feel that we had people who could come off the bench and change the game for us, particularly with our win behind us. So I really didn't want to.
Will Reid, one of them?
Yeah, absolutely. And Dav Buckland as well at 9. So they're both very good tactical kickers. So just felt that we had something to offer in that second half, if I'm honest.
Do you have to take this game in isolation, or can you take things from tonight into next week when you'll be facing them again?
I think I'll look at the weather conditions for next week first.
Very wise.
But if I'm honest, it's a leveler. You know, these conditions are so bad this evening. We probably won't look too much into it, particularly if it's going to be a dry day. So.
Ty, we're going to let you dry off and get home and safe trip back to the boys as well. Right, iawn te, wel mae uchelbwyntiau'r gym eraill I ddod yn y gystadleuaeth yma, Super Rygbi Cymru a phencampwriaeth ysgolion a cholegau Cymru nos Fawrth am 10 o'r gloch. A mi fyddwn ni nôl pen y bont yn erbyn Abertawe nos Iau, nesa am chwarter wedi 7. Ond dyna ni, Nathan, Siwan, diolch yn fawr am eich cwmni. Fi'n blin bod pethau wedi dod I ben yn gynnar, ond mae'r amodau yma ymysg y gweitha fi wedi profi mewn gêm rygbi, a mae hynny'n dweud rhywbeth. Felly'r gêm gyntaf wedi oherio yn mis Medi. Gobeithio bod hynny ddim yn gosod sylfaen o'r hyn sydd wedi dod eleni. Diolch am eich cwmni. Nos da.